Hi, kindergarten scientists. Welcome back. It's great to see you all. It is time for Science with Mrs. Miller. Today, we'll be learning about another one of our senses. Today, we'll be learning about our sense of hearing. Do you know which body part we use to hear? If you know which body part we use to hear, I want you to wiggle that body part right now. Go ahead, take those hands and wiggle that body part that we use to hear. And what do we use to hear? Did you wiggle your ears? You're right. We use our ears to help us to hear. Scientists use their sense of hearing to observe and discover the world around them. I want to read you this book. It's called The Listening Walk. I hope you enjoy it. This book is written by Paul Showers and illustrated by Aloud. Now, this book is about a boy who goes on some very special walks with his dad. On these walks, they remain very, very quiet, and they do really close listening. I think you'll enjoy this book, so let's get started. I like to take walks. I take walks with my father and our dog. Our dog is called Major. He is an old dog and he does not walk very fast. We go down the street and we do not talk. My father puffs his pipe and thinks. Major walks ahead and sniffs. I keep still and listen. I call this a listening walk. On a listening walk, I do not talk. I listen to all the different sounds. I hear many different sounds when I do not talk. First, I hear Major's toenails on the sidewalk. Major is an old dog. He has long toenails. When he walks, his toenails scratch the sidewalk. They go twick, 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 twick. Can you picture that sound in your mind? See if you can picture each of these sounds as we read through this book. I hear my father's shoes on the sidewalk. My father walks slowly and his shoes go dop, 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 dop. I can't hear my shoes. I wear sneakers. I hear all sorts of sounds on a listening walk. I listen to sounds I never listened to before. I listen to lawnmowers. Lawnmowers are noisy. A power mower has a motor. The motor makes a steady zooming noise. It goes like this. Zoom. Can you picture that in your mind? Have you ever heard a lawnmower before? A lawnmower that you push makes a different noise. It goes ratch, at, chat, 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 chat. If you push it faster, it makes more noise like this. Ratch, chat, 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 chat. I like to listen to lawn sprinklers. Lawn sprinklers are very quiet. They make different sounds. Some sprinklers make a steady whispering sound like this. Other sprinklers turn around and around and they go like this. Whisk, 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 whisk. On a listening walk, I hear cars in the street. The shiny new cars are quiet. They make only a soft but old cars are very noisy. Old cars sound like this. Rackety rack, rackety rack, rackety rack. When cars stop quickly, the brakes go ee. When cars go around the corner too fast, the tires go whirl. On a listening walk, I hear all kinds of sounds. A baby crying, wah, 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 wah. A bicycle bell ringing, tring, 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 tring. A boy goes by on roller skates. His skates go rack, quack, 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 quack. A lady hurries by us. She is wearing high heels. The lady's high heels go pick, buck, pick, buck, pick, buck. A bus is coming. The lady starts to run. Pick, buck, pick, buck, pick, 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 pick. The bus stops at the corner. Psst. The lady gets on. The bus starts up again. Sometimes my father and I take Major to the park. I like it in the park. It is cool and shady. It is quiet there until a jet flies over. Jets are very noisy. A jet goes, in the park, my father and Major and I walk down the shady path. I like to listen for sounds in the park. They are not loud sounds like the noises in the street. I have to keep very quiet to hear them. We walk along the dirt path under the trees. I do not talk. I listen. I listen to my father's shoes on the path. They make a soft sound. They go chuff, 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 chuff. I listen to the birds in the park. I listen to the pigeons and the ducks. The pigeons fly down to meet us. They want us to feed them. The pigeons puff up their feathers. They take little tiny steps. They come toward us, nodding their heads. They say, purr, 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 purr. At the pond, the ducks are waiting. They want us to feed them too. The small ducks swim up close. They turn their heads on one side and look at us. The small ducks waggle their tails and quack. The small ducks say, gink, gink, wonk, wonk, gink, gink. The big ducks are not so brave. They stay back and swim around in circles. The big ducks look at us, but they do not come close. The big ducks say, can you make some duck sounds with me? Quack, quack, quack. I like it in the park. I hear many different sounds there. I listen to the birds. I hear the ducks and the pigeons. Sometimes I hear a woodpecker. The woodpecker sounds like a hammer. He goes rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. I hear many sounds in the park. I hear crickets in the grass. They go creak, 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 creak. I hear the wind in the leaves. It whispers. Let's make the sound of the wind together. Ready? One more time. I hear bees in the flowers. Can you make the sound of a bee? Can you buzz like a bee? Bzzz. It is fun to go on a listening walk. If you do not have to go far, you can walk around the block and listen. You can walk around your yard and listen. You do not even have to take a walk to hear sounds. There are sounds everywhere, all the time. All you have to do is keep still and listen to them. Right now, there are sounds you can hear. When you finish this page, close the book and listen. How many sounds can you hear right now? Close your book and count the sounds you can hear right now. All right. So how about if we try that right now? Would you just listen? I'm going to put 20 seconds on the clock. I want you to just sit very still in your seat. Sit very, very quietly and just see how many sounds you notice around you. Every time that you notice a different sound, I want you to put one finger up. Okay, and then we'll share what we heard afterwards. Ready, set, go. All right, eyes on me. How many different sounds did you hear? I heard 3 different sounds. I'm going to name them. I heard the sound of my computer. It sounds like shh. It's like the motor, I guess, inside of my computer. I heard that. I could hear the clock on my wall ticking. And I heard a bird outside. What did you hear? Name what you heard across your fingers right now. Ready, set, go. All right, thank you for sharing. Now it's time for you to get out of your seats to do a little movement activity called the Hokey Pokey. Raise your hand if you've ever done the Hokey Pokey before. I love the Hokey Pokey. It is so much fun. The thing about the Hokey Pokey is you have to be a good listener because the Hokey Pokey is all about following directions. You have to listen to what the song tells you to do. So right now, please pause this video here. And then I want you to click the blue button up in the top right-hand corner. Stand up out of your seat right behind your chair. Do the Hokey Pokey. And then come back and unpause the video to join me for more learning. Have fun, everyone. Welcome back, kindergarten scientists. Did you use your sense of hearing to help you to dance the Hokey Pokey? I hope you had fun with that. So now we are going to play a game. This game is called Name That Sound. And I'm going to play for you some different sounds. You're going to try to guess what they are. So for this activity, you will need this activity sheet. What sound do you hear? Activity sheet. If you're learning from home, it's in your Google Classroom. If you're learning from school, as usual, your teacher will give it to you. And let's just go through some of the sounds that you'll hear. If you don't have this activity sheet already, pause the video here, make sure to get it, and come back. Okay, so the directions say, place a number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 next to the correct picture. That wasn't one of the sounds from the activity sheet. That was just my phone that I forgot to turn off. Actually, I should have made you guess. Too late, I've already told you. But that was the bing of my phone. So anyway, back to the sheet. The first thing we do is always the same. We pick up our pen or our pencil and we write down our name, and I've already done that. Now I'm going to play some sounds for you. So the first sound that I play, you're going to want to find which picture it goes with. It could be the sound of waves at the beach, the sound of the ocean. It could be the sound of an ambulance. It could be the sound of crickets, the sound of a wolf, or the sound of a train. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, I'm going to play our first song. Not our first song, our first sound. Listen very carefully, use that sense of hearing, and see if you can figure out what the sound is. Can you name that sound? So let's see here on our activity sheet. Well, that was sound number 1. So we're going to write the number 1 next to the picture that matches the sound. Was it the sound of the ocean? No. Was it the sound of an ambulance? No. Was it the sound of crickets? No. A wolf? No. A train? Yes. So we're going to write number 1 next to the train because that was the sound of a train. If you guessed that sound number 1 was the sound of a train, you are correct. Okay, let's go on to sound number 2. Okay, listen very carefully to sound number 2. Give me a thumbs up when you think you know what the sound is. You can look over your sheet to help you decide. All right, do you think you know what it is? Call it out in 3, 2, 1. Let's find out. Did you say crickets? You're right, it's the sound of crickets. So now on your sheet, you're going to write the number 2 right next to the cricket. Great job. All right, are you ready to listen to sound number 3? Let's see if you can name this sound. Listen very carefully. What could that be the sound of? If you think you know, I want you to call it out in 3, 2, 1. Let's see if you're right. Did you say the ocean or waves? You are correct. Very good. So please write number 3 on your activity sheet next to the picture of the beach or ocean. All right, it's time for sound number 4. I wonder what this sound will be. Are you ready to listen? Give me a thumbs up when you think you know what sound this is. Here we go. That's a tricky one. When I first heard it, I thought it was something else. And then as I kept listening, I was like, oh, I think I know what that is. Can you name that sound? If you can, call it out in 3, 2, 1. That was the sound of wolves howling. At first, I thought it might be a siren. Did anybody think that too? Raise your hand if you thought at first that it was a siren. It sounded a little bit like a siren, but it was, in fact, an a wolf howling. So now, find the picture of the wolf on your activity sheet and write the number 4. Okay, and now for our final sound, sound number 5. Listen carefully. Do you recognize that sound? If you know what it is, call it out in 3, 2, 1. Did you say an ambulance? You are correct. Please find the picture of the ambulance on your activity sheet and write number 5 next to it. Okay, now let's play another game. This game is called Match That Sound. Here's how this game works. I have 3 containers filled with different items. 2 of them are filled with the same item, and 1 has a different item. I need you to listen to the first container. I'm going to shake it up. Listen very carefully, and then I'm going to shake 2 other containers, and I want you to tell me which one matches the sound, which one has the same items in it. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Listen carefully. Okay, now let's see if we can match the sound. Does it sound the same as container number 1? Or does it sound the same as container number 2? What do you think? Show me on your fingers. Which one matches this sound? I'm going to do it one more time. This is the sound. Is it container number 1? Or container number 2? Show me on your fingers. 1 or 2. Ready, set, go. Did you say 1? Let's see. Here's my original container. First of all, can anybody guess what the sound is? I'm going to do it again. What do you think is in there? Call it what you think is in there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see if anybody got this or came close. I have 3 forks in my container. And did you guess that container number 1 matched? Because if you did, you are correct. 3 forks. Nice job. Okay, let's play one more round of this. So listen very carefully to me shake the first container. Okay, now let's see if we could figure out which one matches container number 1. Does that match? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Or container number 2. That match? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I'll do it one more time. Here's the original. Here's number 1. And here's number 2. On your fingers, when I say go, I want you to tell me which one matches. Container number 1 or container number 2. Ready, set, go. Did you say container number 2? You did? Okay, well first, let's take a guess. What do you think is inside? Call out your guess in 3, 2, 1. Let's see, did anybody guess this? This was a tricky one. This was tricky. Just getting this container open, it's stuck. Okay. So in container number 1 was pasta. And in container number 2 was also pasta. Anyone want to guess what was in container number 1? I'll shake it one more time. Call out your guess in 3, 2, 1. Let's see if anybody got this. Markers. We have markers in container number 1. That was really fun. Thanks for playing with me. I really enjoyed exploring our sense of hearing today with you all. Thanks so much for being here. And if you would like to go on to learn more about sound and your sense of hearing, you can watch this Brain Pop Junior video on sound. So if you go to Brain Pop Junior, you can use our Harley Avenue login. Our username is Harley Avenue, all one word, all lowercase, and the password is Elwood1, again, all lowercase. I'll see you next time, everyone. Have a great day and keep on learning Keep on listening. And if you get a chance, maybe try going on one of those listening walks that we read about. That sounds like it would be really interesting to do. Bye-bye, everyone.